Thank you for joining us today. Tell us a little bit about who you are.
My name's Jude. I am Innovation Manager at the Rathbane Group, who are the parent company over Mivan. I'm responsible for looking at new technology, how it's emerging and how we can interact that within the businesses trading underneath the Rathbane Group.
And can you maybe elaborate a bit on who Mivan is and who the Rathbane Group is as well?
Well, Rathbane Group is a company that looks after the interests of mainly three trading companies underneath it, primarily being Mivan, MJ Marine and Topglass. So Mivan's place in that group is a fit-out company that looks after high-end residential, marine projects, super yacht projects, really high-end joinery across many sectors in the UK and all over the world.
Working with you over these past 3 years, Mivan has made some kind of a decision to really evolve as a business. Can you give us an idea as to why it's decided to evolve?
You know, the pandemic hit us, all our trading businesses, fairly hard, but the group as a whole was very resilient and said, like, let's take the opportunity to really improve ourselves and make ourselves better. So we looked how we could achieve this, and I guess, Mohammed, with a lot of challenges from the likes of yourself and Autodesk probing, we decided that evolving into 3D technology and what it would bring to us, much more than just the geometry of the build process, but programming, planning, all of those things that come in hand. So, you know, it was one of the reasons Autodesk felt like a fit with the company, that it looked at the end-to-end life cycle of a project, which made it, you know, a perfect fit, if you like, for what we envisaged ourselves growing and becoming to.
Maybe taking a step back, before looking at the improvements of efficiency maybe internally, can you give us an idea of what the landscape looked like from an industry perspective over at Mivan, and what changes you were seeing in the industry that made you want to evolve, and how this move from 2D to 3D was going to solve those challenges?
Well, we examined a lot of strategic benefits of what we were looking at. So, like, let's start with there's no planet B. You know, sustainability was a big thing with regards our involvement. So we looked at 3D. Could we reduce the waste? Could we reduce the amount of rework? Could we reduce the amount of people that went to site to fit items and everything? So that piece of 3D involvement ticked that box straight away. We then also looked at our own efficiency and ability to mature our workforce and develop higher end jobs within our organisation. So how did we raise our skill level up off the shop floor into good positions within the offices, which would really enable us to automate and do more magical things with machinery out in the workshop, but bring our people inside and give them a better lifestyle, better remuneration packages, anything like that, that really made Mivan an enjoyable place to work.
It's a lot of change.
Yeah, a lot of change, but do you know what? The more that you change for the better, you improve all the time. So we're not afraid of change, and for me personally, it was a pleasure working with the Mivan team on this project because of their ability to embrace the change and move on.
Can you maybe put some context around this and maybe compare Mivan as it stands today compared to 3, 4, 5 years ago? With this evolution in terms of digital transformation, what has it led to as a company today?
Wow, big question. I remember many years ago when I was first introduced to Mivan, and they were a really traditional company, had high values within their tradition and how they done things. So for them to undertake this change and embrace it was really magical. Like, I know you've spoken with some of the people within the organisation and you can hear it coming through in them, but really and truly the ability to embrace the change, accept that it's coming and overcome the problems. The transition from 2D to 3D is not easy by any means, but the reward for doing it is unquestionably there. Better efficiency, better. Do you know what? I'm even just going to talk about the employees sitting using your software, Inventor, Revit, whatever it might be. It's the ability to work and enjoy the design and the creation that they're doing, ruling out all the mundane tasks of scheduling for workshop floors or doing things like this. It really is work on your creation and empower your employee to give you a better result.
Can you maybe expand on that a little bit? I find it really interesting. What is the feeling across the workforce over here, and how has that affected your ability to attract talent from not only across Northern Ireland but beyond even?
You're starting a new culture, aren't you? You're really bringing it to the guys that, you know, embrace what you're doing, put your effort into precise detailing, all of the headaches of, you know, people ringing you on the phone, screaming from site, people tromping in off the workshop floor, what have you done here, what have you done here? You're basically taking that all away. The guys are confident in what they're doing, they're enjoying what they're doing, and the reward is that they're seeing their things being built effortlessly, be it in the workshop, be it installed on site. But, you know, there were huge reduction in noise levels coming back of dissatisfaction from the end users of what you're developing is a major, major plus for when your employees come in, and retaining them, keeping them in their job and happy with what they're doing.
So Mivan puts a lot of importance in his people, and it shows, right? From what you say, from what we see over here working with you. Can you talk to us a little bit about the apprenticeship program that you have?
We're aiming for the stars with our people coming in. We're not looking to bring an apprentice joiner in, get them to a certain level and then work them at that level for 40 years and maximise what we can. We really want to create jobs for people to advance and progress and keep moving. So we see, like, our guys are coming in at 2 or 3 different levels, be it 16 years old, coming out of school through the further education colleges, coming out as graduates, coming in as postgraduate placements or whatever. But what we're trying to do is coach them along all the time to fulfill their potential, you know, and we see our Autodesk products, Inventor, Revit, being leading lights are an aspiration for some of the, especially the younger people, to reach to. Really learn your craft and then learn how you're able to develop it, design it, manage it, all through the infrastructure, the software that we're employing.
So they really like using these tools?
Yes and no. Let's be honest. Like, and I'll speak from my own knowledge. If you bring a brand new power tool out to these guys, they all love it. They all go, I want to use that power drill straight away, I want to use this. When you add a new piece of software, everybody goes, whoa, hold on. So, you know, you really have to encourage and coax and build confidence with it. And I guess that's a big responsibility from your guys' perspective, to enable us to have the confidence to get our hands on it, to move forward and make life better for everyone.
And how has the experience been working with Autodesk in receiving that kind of confidence and helping you overcome those kind of obstacles and challenges?
The support has been, I can only say, world class, apart from yourself, Mohammed. Whenever we got in touch with the real people that give us good answers. No, in serious note, the support has been absolutely first class. We can't fault it. We know we have lots of questions. We work in a very unique industry. We strive for perfection in how we deliver our projects, and I guess from that point we expect it from you delivering to us. So I know we can be demanding, and I know you personally have always been on the end of the phone and give us advice or steer, or if you weren't able to give us an answer, you were able to give us an option or some avenue to go down and try. So no, the support has been first class.
Jude, can you give us an idea of the efficiency gains that you were able to make in this move from 2D to 3D over at Mivan? And if you could even put a metric on that, really, how much kind of improvement were you able to drive?
We've done a few case studies. I'll give a simple example, and I'm not going to preach figures or numbers to you around it, but I'll give you one example. You know, like, you can see the machinery and everything in the background, and because of what Inventor's doing for us, you know, our investment strategy has moved to maybe purchasing more equipment like these CNC machines, because we're now going to be able to employ them to do much more work for us. We're taking out processes within our more manual assembly line, replacing them with machine time, if you want, and then actually reducing the turnaround time of a life cycle of a product moving through our factory.
From a perspective of moving from 2D design to 3D design, I imagine that has a lot of downstream benefits to the business. Are there any stories that you can share for maybe people watching this interview to maybe contextualize what 2D to 3D actually brings to a business?
2D to 3D, pain. It definitely brings pain. It brings very tough times. But once you overcome that initial journey, it brings great reward. You know, be it accurate geometry, all of that, the things that you expect from design as a whole. But then when you go deeper with the metadata and things, you really start to look at your cost modeling, your programming, things like that. And it's that underlying value that we can build on and enhance, you know, our ability to trade as a business and our ability to please our customer and our ability to ensure that we deliver to them.
Can you give us an idea of, or an example of that underlying value that you talk about?
We've reduced our production from a 5-stage process to a 4-stage process. So historically, we would have had stage 1 machining, stage 2 assembly, stage 3 painting, stage 4 assembly again, and then out for dispatch. We now go directly from machining to painting, then into assembly and out for dispatch, and reducing our painting time and our assembly time by in the region of 20%.
That must be a lot for a company that's churning out so much material from this factory, or so many parts from this factory.
Yes, it's a lot, but it enables us to increase our capacity. It enables us to understand, you know, how we can feed these machines, how we can maximize the potential as well. So it's plus, plus, plus.
Can you help us understand how this move from 2D to 3D has maybe impacted the company's sustainability goals?
The obvious one is the reduction in rework. You know, with 3D design, you get a right first time approach. So 3D design won't impact incidental damage or anything, but it definitely impacts the fact that somebody goes to fit something and it doesn't fit. You know, your design's more coordinated. You know that when you walk out the site that it's going to just fit in that position. You know that when the parts come off or components come off the machines, that they're going to be assembled together, right? That the tolerances are in there, that the machining capabilities has dealt with all the human error inaccuracies, and that everything is just going to go together. So if you look at our material consumption, it is reducing per project. You then look at the amount of men we're sending to site, the reduction in flights, you know, it starts to impact that as well. Now, have we perfected that and squeezed it till its nth degree? No, but we're definitely on the right trajectory.
That's really amazing, and you've shared a lot of really interesting improvements that Mivan was able to make as a business. And an obvious question that I have from my side is, well, what's next on this digital journey for you?
Let's go forward with it on our Autodesk journey together, Mohammed. Like, I'm looking at, you're actively building a platform that will deal with our project life cycle. So you tell me what's next, what's coming, because we're hungry, we want to improve, and we want you to help us do it.
Jude, what does digital transformation mean to Mivan?
You know, from a company perspective, digital transformation means that we're enhancing our customers' experience with us all the time. Our customers enjoy working with us because they know that we're organised, they know that we're going to deliver, they're confident in our ability and what we're doing. But on a more personal point of view, for the people within Mivan, it means that they can have a work-life balance. It means that they can go to work from 8 to 5, go home, enjoy their evenings with their family, come back in, refreshed, ready to go again. So, you know, right across the spectrum, for all the goals you want to touch, it really means brilliant place to work and brilliant delivery to our customer.
And it's really a journey, right? You never really know where you're going to end. And I'm curious to know, how has Autodesk helped you on this journey?
You're right, it's a journey. It should never end. It should always be more exciting. We should always be looking forward. Autodesk's perspective in that, you're a company that's always investing in your product. You're always trying to eke out and make performance improvements. And I guess from our point of view, we really want to be on that journey and making those improvements and making those sustainability goals, hitting those efficiency goals and everything that Mivan need to hit to keep our customer happy, but need to hit to keep our community and people happy as well.
Thank you so much. It's really been a pleasure.
No problem. Good man, Mohammed.